Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice. Today we're going to take a look at the Sunday preview over on Warhammer Community. As you can probably tell by the title, this is very Middle-earth focused, which is not a bad thing. In all honesty, this is probably the most nailed-on preview that you could have expected for this week. Let's run through this one. Light the beacons, sound the horns, take up your swords. The new edition of the Middle-earth strategy battle game is on its way. And leading the charge is a huge starter box, packed with new plastic miniatures. On top of that, we've got some extra kits and some long-awaited hill trolls as additional releases next week. The video is actually uploaded this time as well, which is cool. So everything here, pretty much Middle-earth, I think. The big one, War of the Rohirrim Battle of Edoras starter set. I think this is incredible. I think the models look amazing. They're all new plastic models. Everything in here I love. The new edition of Middle-earth strategy battle game is available for pre-order next week. Let's just run through the dates before we go any further, shall we? So it goes up for pre-order on the 30th of November. That's next Saturday. And is releasing just in time for the movie on the 14th, Saturday the 14th of December. So yeah, nobody's really surprised by this, but I God's sake, Games Workshop, stop doing this. Stop making things that I want to buy. The new edition of Middle-earth strategy battle game has been redesigned with lots of smart changes for a new era of epic battling. So what better way to get stuck in than this massive starter set? Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim Battle of Edoras contains 56 plastic miniatures and 2 Rohan houses, alongside a full 176-page rules manual, 48-page scenario and profiles booklet, double-sided 3x3 mat, 2 reference guides, a guide ruler, and 12 dice. And we can see it all there in that picture. And here is our heroes, villains, our leaders, let's say our leaders. And the forces of good are led by Haleth and Hammer, princes of Rohan, both mounted and on foot alongside 24 noble Rohan warriors. Evil is led by Wolf, High Lord of the Hill Tribes, and General Targ, both on foot and mounted, alongside 24 barbaric Hill Tribesmen, with the full rules in hand and a booklet with 4 linked introductory scenarios. You'll be able to learn how to play the game with just the contents of the box, while taking a step into the full experience. So the rules manual is included in the start set, but it looks like they're releasing it separately as well. So this totally new edition of the game has a weighty 176-page hardcover rules manual to match. This tome features an introduction to the game and all the rules that underpin it. On top of the core choices, you'll find detailed information on unit types such as cavalry, heroes, monsters and war beasts, alongside weapons, war gear and magic. There are 44 special rules for individual units, and a section on advanced rules to add extra depth to your games. Rules for sieges allow for breathtaking assaults supported by siege engines, so you can recreate some of the most cinematic moments in the movies. A section of match play provides information on how to build competitive army lists and 6 scenarios to play out. While the narrative play, yep, you got me with the narrative, while the narrative play primer gives you even more options to explore Middle-earth. This manual will be available to pre-order in both hardback and ebook formats. The armies of Lord of the Rings and the armies of the Hobbit, so this is your unit rules. Interesting that the Lord of the Rings is units from the Lord of the Rings movies and the War of the Rohirrim. I suppose it is under the Lord of the Rings banner, isn't it, whereas the Hobbit were separate. To play full games of Middle-earth strategy battle game, you'll need profiles for your heroes and units, and you'll find them in this 240-page Armies of the Lord of the Rings and 160-page Armies of the Hobbit gaming supplements. I get why they're separate, they were always separate. I don't know, it's an annoying choice, isn't it, if you want both books? Because they're probably going to be the same price. Armies of the Lord of the Rings contains over 150 profiles for heroes, villains, monsters and warriors. There are 27 good army lists for the realms of Rohan, Gondor, Rivendell and beyond, 19 evil army lists, the fell lands of Mordor, Isengard, Moria and more. Armies of the Hobbit features over 120 profiles. That's a lot for such a smaller book. Over 120 profiles, 15 good army lists representing forces like Erebor, Mirkwood, Lake Town and more, 7 evil lists for Gundabad, Goblin Town, Dol Guldur and other dark places. You'll need a copy of the Middle-earth Strategy Battle Game Rules Manual. Use these books, which will be available to pre-order, and you guessed it, in hardback and ebook formats. So that is, if you're not bothered about the miniatures, buy the rules book separately, but you are to use any miniatures that you already have for either Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit segments of Middle-earth. Just like the edition that is being replaced, you will need a tome of character profiles, rules profiles for your units. It's how it used to be. It's not really a bad thing. It would have been nicer if it was just, here's a book with every unit you're ever going to need, regardless of which film it's in. It doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. It's not like you're going to be mixing characters from The Hobbit in with characters from The Lord of the Rings in armies anyway. They are very separate. That said, I would only want the Lord of the Rings one. And then we get to the fun stuff. So Helmhammerhand is the 9th King of Rohan, a mighty warrior and great leader whose rule has been plagued by Dunlanding raids. A legendary hero, he can be selected for the Defenders of Hornburg. He's a resin model. Frecker, Lord of the Westmarch. I like this model. I think this is really cool. I like all these models, to be honest. Everything that we've seen is really nice. We've touched on a lot of these when they've been showing previews off. Frecker is Wolf's father. Yeah, he's also resin. These are all going to be resin. I wonder how much a single model in resin is going to be, because it's normally a pack of 3 models, isn't it? It'll still be expensive, whatever they are. They are very nice. Yeah, and he's available for the Usurpers of Edoras army. Lord Thorn of the Wold. I love this model. Again, he's Forge World resin, and he is a hero of fortitude, and is available for the Usurpers of Edoras armies, giving other Traitor Rohirrim an edge in combat. So you need him if you want to use normal Rohan warriors in a evil army. My understanding is you need Thorn. The Rohan warriors, it is the hardy Rohan warriors who take up arms and armour to defend Edoras from Wolf's onslaught. They're armed with an assortment of bows, hand weapons and spears that they famously hurl at their foes. These warriors make the backbone of any armies for the forces of good, and this plastic kit contains 24 warriors, beautiful looking models. They're very similar to the previous ones, just slightly updated. And the Hill Tribesmen for the first time in plastic. The hills to the west of Rohan are filled with numerous fractured tribes. Over the years they've developed a hatred for the Rohirrim, leading raids against villages with little success. United behind Wolf, these Hill Tribesmen become a threatening army capable of threatening even Edoras itself. Kit builds 24 plastic Hill Tribesmen armed with a variety of weapons including spears, two-handed weapons, bows and hand weapons. Again, all in plastic, absolutely beautiful. These look amazing. Absolutely amazing. We're also getting Burda the Hill Troll Chieftain, especially cunning for a troll. Burda has gathered a great horde of creatures from the Misty Mountains, and with the rise of the Witch King of Angmar, he now has a new purpose. This Forge World resin, let's get him in shots, shall we? This Forge World resin miniature is an Angmar hero of valor for use in Burda's horde armies. He does not have rules in either of the army supplements above, and will receive a free downloadable PDF. So even before the game has launched, you're going to need PDFs for certain things. It's a free downloadable PDF. If you've got a phone or a tablet or something with you, I guess it's not too much of a ball ache, but it would be nice if it was included in the book, wouldn't it? And the Hill Trolls of Angmar, it looks like, yes, they are resin models, and their rules aren't in the books, so you're going to have to download a PDF, but at least it's free. The Hill Trolls of Angmar are bulky creatures with inhuman strength. They're often brought to sieges where they can smash up doors and walls with brute force. Forge World Kit builds 2 Hill Trolls, can be used in Burda's force, and an army of Cairn. I mean, again, these are really nice models. Yes, they're resin, and I just have an inbuilt hatred of resin. I don't know why, I just do. But beautiful. And like him and like 10 of these behind him, expensive army, but they look amazing on the table. Yeah, really, really nice. And we're also getting the Great Eagles of the Misty Mountains. Beautifully painted. Very nice sculpts. The Great Eagles of Middle-earth hold themselves apart from the world below, soaring high in the sky, observing all that goes on beneath. In times of need, they will not hesitate to help the free people, soaring down to attack their enemies with beaks and claws alight. These plastic... Oh! I'm surprised by that. These plastic miniatures are being re-released with new bases for the new edition and can be fielded as both Great Eagles and the new fledgling Great Eagles. They're re-releasing the Osgiliath terrain. Is this all in one box? The battlefield worth fighting over, Osgiliath Ruined City of Gondor, is a massive box of modular terrain. You get the Gondor Tower, 3 Gondor Mansions, and 6 Gondor Ruins. I've seen these at Warhammer World. These are beautiful and can be arranged in an almost limitless number of permutations. That's going to be expensive. So everything this week, models-wise, is Lord of the Rings. Be cool. Warhammer Plus. What exciting stuff have we got on Warhammer Plus this week? We have 2 shows. 2. Lore Masters is doing the 5th Spear of Expansion for the Tau, because, yeah, everybody wants to know about that. And Battle Report is 40k Scout Squad Decimus of the Ultramarines as they battle the Black Legion in a unique game of Kill Team. So it's not 40k, it's Kill Team. The twist, the Legionaries are controlled by the NPO rules found in the core rules of the new edition of Kill Team, and one of the game's designers is acting as the game's master. That could be fun. So it's like the single player idea. What else have we got? Last week there was loads of stuff on the reveal show. Next week, yeah, here we go. Next week we have more new miniatures to show off, as well as a series of articles on the new edition of Middle-earth strategy battle game over on WarCom. Maybe more Necromunda. We've had a lot of Necromunda recently. I don't know what else there could be. Blood Bowl. We haven't had a new Blood Bowl character for a while. We haven't had a new Space Marine Lieutenant for a while either, so maybe we'll get one of those. Sadly, I am not here next week. I'm on holiday. I'm taking a few days off. So I'm going to have to do a big old catch-up video. We'll leave it on there because that's my highlight. This is my highlight of the pre-order. I love this box. Yeah, we're going to have to do a catch-up of all of the Middle-earth stuff on Friday when I'm back. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested in Middle-earth. But let me know what you think in the comments. I suppose it's, do you even care about Middle-earth strategy battle game? That would be the question. As always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.